Hello guys, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to make a simple inventory system in which you can actively interact with objects, and it'll expand, it'll add like variables to certain items that your player may need throughout the game. And I'm just going to get started. To start off, what you're going to do first is double click the A button and hit X and delete. Let's hit 7 to go in the top view, and then spacebar, and then add a camera right here, like this. And let's drag this up like this. Hit 0 to go into our camera view, and what we're going to do now is do spacebar and then add a plane like this. Hit S and Y to scale it down on the Y-axis. Hit S and X to scale it on the X-axis, and S and Y one more time. Alright, once we have that, what we're going to do is go from object mode to edit mode, hit A and hit B and drag over this section, and hit mesh, snap, cursor to selected like this. Go back to object mode and do object, transform, origin the 3D cursor. So we should see our bar should scale down like this. Alright, now that we got that, what we're going to do is I'm going to rename this to bar like this. Bar. Alright. And I'm going to go from default to animation, hit 0 to go into our camera view. And I'm going to drag this up. Set the end variable to 100, set this to 100, and set the start frame to 0. So on keyframe 100 right here, what we're going to do is do I and then lock scaling. Then let's set this to 0 right there, and then hit S, X, and 0, and do I and then lock scaling. So we should see if we hit play, this bar is going to scale up like this. Alright. The last thing we're going to do with this bar is do key and then interpolation mode and linear to make the animation play evenly. So if we hit play now, you see there's no hiccups in between its animation. Okay? Let's go back into default, and what we're going to do is I'm going to right click on our bar. What we're actually going to do is make 2 of these bars. Hit shift and D to copy it and drag this down. And this will indicate if we have multiple types of things, you know, like if you have a food bar or a water bar, you can use them for that. I'm actually going to name this top one food bar, and this bottom one is going to be water bar. Water bar like this. Alright, on the food bar one, let's add a blue material to it, or a red material, sorry. I'll name this as red, and there will be a red coloring on it. And then let's add a blue material, name it as blue, for our water one. Alright. Let's now go from defaults to game logic, and go from Blender render to Blender game. Hit 0 to go into our camera view. And what we're going to do is on our food bar first, what we're going to do is add a property. It'll be an integer. We'll call this food. And let's set the amounts to, let's say, 80, how about 46? Our food bar is at 46 right here. Let's add an always sensor. Click these first 3 dots. And add a action actuator. Change it from play to property. Put the bar action. And put food in here. And connect it like this. So we should see that if we hit P to play, the food bar is going to be fairly low because it's about at half the amount, or 46 of 100. Let's do the exact same thing to our water bar. Always sensor. Action actuator. Change it from play to property. Put bar action. Let's connect these, and let's add a property called water to our bars right here. It'll be an integer. We'll call this water. Water like this. Let's say our player has enough water, so about 89. 89. So we should see it's going to look like this. What we're now going to do is I'm just going to right click on our water bar and do object, snap, cursor to selected. And I'm going to do spacebar and then add a text object like this. Alright. What we're going to do now is on our text object, I'm going to rename this to inventory display. Inventory display will be the name of this. And I'm going to add an always sensor. I'm going to add a keyboard sensor, and I'll rename this as key 1, like this. I'll click tap, and what we're going to do is have the 1 key. So I just hit the row of keys at the very top, and the reason why we're doing these 1 and 2 keys or whatever is because we want to actually have it so that we're using the top row keys for inventory and stuff, instead of just, you know, like your mouse clicking on an object, because this is more efficient, I feel, overall. Alright, once you have key 1 and key 2, let's connect these like this. Like that. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is add 2 game properties onto our text object. These game properties will be called, how about water packs? Actually, that doesn't really make much sense. How about do water? Yeah, water packs will work, I guess. And let's put 3. And then food packs. And these will be things that, you know, even though we've got, like, you know, a certain amount of health and water left, we want to be able to replenish it with things like packs or water bottles or whatever. So let's put 2 food bottles, or 2 food packs, and then 3 water packs. Alright? Let's now create a script. Let's drag this in and do templates, Python, and then game logic simple, like this. And let's drag this in like this. Hit Control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. And I'm going to rename this to gamescript.py and add this right here. Alright. What we're now going to do is define our two key sensors, so key 1 and key 2. So key 1 is going to equal count that sensors key 1. And key 2 is going to equal count that sensors key 2. Alright. What we now want to do is be able to get our food bar and our water bar inside of our scripts, or to edit it around. So what we're going to do is import the scene really quick. bg.logic.getCurrentScene, like this. And right here what we're going to do is have food bar is going to equal const.sensors food bar. And water bar is going to equal count.sensors water bar, like this. Alright, what we now want to do is display the number of health packs or water packs and food packs, that we have remaining. So we're going to create 2 strings. I'm going to call this first one is water string. And this, I'm talking about strings like this type of string right here. So we're going to create information that we're going to have for our string. So water string is going to equal, let's say, water. And we're going to put plus, and then our number converted to a string, own water packs. Like this. And then food string going to equal food. Then plus a string version of own food packs. Okay. Now that we have that, what we want to do is have own.text is going to equal water string plus, go down to our new line, or our next line, and do plus food string. So it's going to display this on the top line. It's going to go to a new line and display this food string right here. So we should see if we hit P. Actually, I think there's an error really quick. Food bar does not exist. We right click on this, water bar. Food bar should exist. Oh, sorry. These aren't sensors. Scene.objects. Alright, still trying to figure my way through. E2 exists. Oh. These are capital K's. My bad. Alright. Working my way down. 13. I kind of messed up with the naming of these sensors really quick. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I made this one lowercase k and this one capital K. That's my bad. Alright, so now that we have this in here, I'm just going to we can see that we have 3 water packs, 2 food packs, and I'm just going to scale this down really quick so that we can see that's what it looks like. Alright, so 3 water packs and 2 food packs. What we want to do is have, let's say something like, if we press the 1 key, or if we do the, let's actually set the food bar to be the 1 key. So food bar is 1 key. So if key 1 dot positive, what we're going to do is have if own food packs is greater than 0. What we're going to do is have food packs. We're going to have food packs is going to minus equal 1. I'm just going to drag this down really quick. Own food packs is going to minus equal 1. And then what we're going to do is have food bar food is going to plus equal 5. So we should see that if I hit P and I hit the 1 key, our food amount is going to go up. And you can see that very slowly, but it is there. It's evidence, like that. Alright? We're going to do the exact same thing for our water. We're going to do if key 2. So if key 2 dot positive, and if own water packs is greater than 0, we're going to have own water packs is going to minus equal 1. And then let's have water bar water is going to plus equal, and let's just say 7. I'll explain why in a minute. What we're going to see now is that if I hit the P button to play, and I hit the 2 key, our water amount's going to go up. But if we right click on the water bar, hit I, and then do game, and then show debug properties, we can see that every time I hit the 2 key, the water, even though we're out of water packs, it's now at 110. So what we're going to do is on both of these if statements, what we're going to do for the food bar first is have if food bar food is greater than 100, food bar food is going to equal 100. Alright? And for the water bar, what we're going to do is have if water bar water is greater than 100, we're going to have water bar water is going to equal 100. So if it's greater than the maximum amount we can have, it's going to it's just going to set it to the max amount. One thing you might want to keep in mind right here too is have for both of these key 1 and key 2, you want to make sure that your player actually doesn't use a water pack if their water pack is full, and same with the food pack. So what we're going to do is if key 1 is pressed and food pack and food bar, food is, let's say, less than 100. Do the same with the water pack. And water pack and water bar water is less than 100. Okay. So if we hit P now, we can see every time I hit the 1 key, that's going to go up. But if I hit the 2 key for the water, so 2, it's now at 100, but you can see I can't use that last water pack because our water is at the maximum amount. Okay, so this is a simple survival. Well, this is kind of a way of doing an inventory system with like survival stuff. It's a bit complex, I understand that, but it's kind of a way that I like to do it because, you know, having the 2 bars that scale up depending on whether or not you actually you know, have, you know, water packs remaining and stuff like that. So yeah, this is how you do it. I will go over the script just really quick because I feel like it is longer than usual. So I'm just going to do that now. So you can see right at line 10, we defined our 2 bar objects, like this, bar objects. And then below this, we defined our 2 sensors, 2 key sensors, like this. We then created a string variable for each item, like this. So like the water and the food, like this. And then the food bar key was the water, or was the food bar key is the 1 key, and water key is 2. If we have health packs, or if we do have water packs remaining or food packs, and we are not at the maximum capacity for either of those, it allows us to actually edit the amounts. So as you can see here, pressing the 1 key with our food being slightly diminished, we'll remove a food pack and we'll reset the food and it will reset the player's maximum food pack amounts, or their food bar will go up by 5. And this, if we exceed the maximum amount, it'll just set it to the maximum amount. And the same goes with water. At the very end of the script, we finally display information for food and water like this. Alright guys, so that's how you do a inventory system. I hope you guys found this useful.